I know it is dry.
You can have a bath in that.
Yeah, you can just about see it.
That is well dry, honestly.
Normally,
Right. Excuse me. We're just going down
cricket game.
Cricket game. There you are.
It's a proper, they've made it into a proper cricket. Oh no, yeah, how do you say that? English mistake. How do you say
It's not the river you're going to go fishing in.
Never know if it's still there. It's drying up quick.
Yeah.
The man is commenting on the buildings. I just go follow the man. Just follow the man. He's commenting.
Shiraz bhai.
Is preparing for SSC of our country system, and these students are preparing for O-level exam
After money,
conducted by British Council in that. So we have mentioned it that EM means English medium. This whole range of rooms.
This was a recent construction. Done fairly new.
last year, yeah.
I would. Thank you. Thank you.
My husband teaches physics.
What's your name?
My name, Ailsa Scott. Ailsa Scott.
Thank you.
I'm Antika and I was a cultural development worker in Informal.
I'm Rahima Chowdhury
Rahima.
আমার নাম হলো আব্দুল করিম, আমি লোকজন সাথে আমি রামপুর থেকে।
আমার নাম জাহিদ, আমিও লোকাল গভর্নমেন্ট আমরা ইউথ অর্গানাইজেশন যেটা অর্গানাইজ করছি।
আমি হলো ইয়ে কোঅর্ডিনেটর।
আমার নাম রুলান,
ইউথ সেশনের ট্রেজারার।
Jeff Bala, Oldham College, Teaching Instincts.
কলেজের
Angela Whitworth, secondary school teacher.
School teacher.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. আমার নাম আব্দুল মালিক আহাদ। আমি টেমসাইড কলেজে এডুকেশন আউটরিচ অফিসার হিসেবে কাজ করি এবং অন্যান্য সংগঠনের সাথে জড়িত আছি।
আমার নাম ফিল বুকলি, আমি পুলিশ অফিসার, আমি বাংলা কিছু কিছু জানি।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম, আমার নাম মহিবুর রহমান, আমি সেকেন্ডারি স্কুলের সায়েন্স টিচার।
Kashif Ashrat, Judaism advisor.
Sue Van Gogh, secondary school teacher at Grange School in Oldham.
আমি Richard Gore, আমি master. আমার নাম সৈয়দ আলম, আমি নন স্কুল লাইব্রেরিয়ান অফিসার স্পেশাল স্কুলে স্পেশাল নিড স্কুলে কাজ করি আর হাউজিং
John Curtis from the Home Office.
I am Rahman. I started my career in the government high school in the year 1961. Since then, I have been in the profession of doing my retirement. I retired as headmaster government private high school. I passed some days without any work, and I have been dragged over here to run the office of the principal. I joined on the 28th Ultima. Every intern out of this school, since the introduction, would be narrated by the senior most teacher of the school, Mr. M.S. Shahid, who had been there in UK for 3 months total, I think. and he will tell you everything in details about the ins and outs of this school. Period. And you are a senior most. Since the introduction of this college, you are to narrate.
So I think we should not go into the details. This school was established in the year 1987, and that time it was all English school. Later on, for some reasons, we had to introduce Bengali medium side by side. So at the moment, the school is a two-in-one. One section is English medium, or you will see in the doors EM. Another section is Bengali medium, we call in short BM. We begin with playgroup, 4-year kids. Our first class and second class we call nursery classes or KG classes. Then we call standard 1 or standard 2. From the beginning class up to standard 2, we follow equal system. I mean, there is no bifurcation of teaching method. Coming to class 3, we divide the students. Those who know good English, or those who come from, say, England, Canada, America, or any country outside Bangladesh, they generally go to English medium. And other students, or students weak in English, they go to Bengali medium. So starting from class 3 up to class 10, we maintain 2 syllabus. One from our country's curriculum, another as we are prescribed by the British Council in Dhaka, or we can say that we follow the syllabus in London University, because we are under our students seek to take O-level exam under London University. At the moment, there are more than 500 students, and this is the only school which is up to O-level. Only school means only English medium school up to O-level. There are some other English medium schools or mixed up schools up to primary level, but up to O-level or secondary stage, it is the only school in Silat. Of course, in Dhaka there are many, or in other big cities. And this year, more than 500 students are in this school, and this is the largest number. And in the last O-level exam, our result was the best than the other years, because with the passage of time, we are coming into more close contact with British syllabus, and our experience is increasing day by day, as because most of the teachers working over here, we did not have the chance to be taught in an English medium school. We all started our student life, student career in Bengali medium school, so our accent getting English, and particularly as we get a number of students coming from England, they speak an accent which we cannot follow. And a number of students speak colloquial English, slang and street words, particularly students coming from Tower Hamlet. So, this is why we had to face a lot of practical problems, but with the passage of time, anyway, we are coming to understand a lot of things, and gradually we are improving our results this year. Even our students got A in English this year, A in English, and in other subjects, maths or science subjects, we almost every year we got 2 or 3 A's.
Can we just tell you that we face the same problem with accent and language in UK as well?
For a period of 3 months, 4 months, I have been there in 1993 on an orientation program, and I was based at Mulberry School in Toronto. Mulberry Secondary School for Girls. It is a sixth form school, I think. Now our staff teachers number is more than 45, I think. There are of course some part-timers and full-timers. So including part-timers and full-timers may be 14. Though the number of students is very less because we have small groups sometimes. Say in a class there are only 6 or 7 students. They are in class 7 or 8. So they need a teacher for them only. In Bengali, then we place 2 teachers, one in say class 8 EM, at the same time another in class 8 BM. Because BM are studying in Bengali, they are instruction of medium of instruction in Bangla. So they need a separate teacher and another need a separate teacher. So though the number of students few, but number of staff is big. And here I think a number of students are present, teachers are present, my colleagues, and others are engaged in taking exam in the various rooms. This time just morning shift going on because we have limited accommodation. We cannot place all the students at the same time, so we have divided the students, one for smaller kids for morning shift and older ones in the day shift or evening shift, whatever we call. For exam only? For exam, only for exam. So only now the exams of the smaller kids going on. In this room, in this, you will anyway go there and see. And older students will be coming in say around 11:30. And I think if you want to know anything more, ask me. I will try my best to reply. And the teachers who are present here, I think it's the best way. I can request them to introduce everyone himself.
আচ্ছা আমাকে আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে I like being in power. জি ঠিক আছে আমি রেকর্ডিং করলাম
Okay, we'll start.
I'm Dr. Abdul Hai, teacher of business studies here, and I have been teaching for more than 8 years.
I'm Sheikh Abdul Salam. I am part-time teacher, PT. Physical education teacher from 88.
Myself, Muhammad Shamsul, a science teacher for 2 years in this school.
ধন্যবাদ
I Tapush Das, assistant teacher.
কোন মিডিয়াম
English. Assistant teacher in English.
I'm Muhammad Mahmoud Haq, and I'm a science teacher, basically physics, and I've been teaching for 6 months.
I'm Ishaq Mahmoud, teacher of geography, 2 years. I've been teaching there 2 years.
And I am Rafiq Ahmad. I try to teach English here. In my small capability. So I'm happy to meet you here. Thank you.
I am an exception. I have been teaching well since long, but now I have become a part-time student. Sometimes I go to the classes of English medium, those who come from England or any other part of the world. I allow them to go on reading. I follow their international accent and pronunciation. And I learn from them. And I become a student.
It's okay.
Yes.
Most of my teachers are engaged in Bhagwan. Economics going
Out of knowledge like তারা মেন উদ্দেশ্য হইল যদি স্কুলগুলোকে লিঙ্ক করা যায় পরীক্ষা
I wonder if you'd be kind enough to give us a few words as to how the school is funded. How the school is funded, please.
Founded.
Funded.
No. Is funded. So far I know. I'm not a member of the governing body. As a teacher, I know that it's tuition fees only by which this will come.
How much are the fees?
Oh yeah. From the beginning starting class up to class 4, per month, per student, 350 taka.
Per month or?
Per month, per student. Per pupil. 350 taka.
Let's see about this.
From 5 to 8, 450 taka. And 9 and 10, 500. This is all about tuition fees. But when the students get admitted in the beginning of the year, as a session fee, we take 2,250 to 2,450.
That's a one.
You spoiled it now.
Can I do an interview of you,
You spoiled
Richard?
it.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
No. Why are these girls standing in line like this? Are they waiting for their teacher to come?
Right. You want me to ask them?
Yeah.
You asked them, you know, you did.
Alright, I'm gonna ask them.
Right.
ताल मिलाओ ताल मिलाओ
What is it? Your badge. What does it say?
Not.
আরে আমি তোমারে বুঝাইবো না তাই হে কিতা হর ওকে
আমি তাই কইরা আমার নেম প্লেট হই
তো কো কিতা ইন নেম প্লেট কিতা লেখা নেম
না
প্লেট
এটা আমার নেম প্লেট না
এটা কিতা
এটা বেজ
বাজ স্কুল
badge.
তো তুমি কিতা হর এখন
গ্রাম মনোগ্রামক স্কুল মনোগ্রাম
স্কুল বাজ I think
ওনারা এসেছেন আপনাদের সঙ্গে দেখার জন্য ভাবে আদান প্রদান করার জন্য ওনাদের সঙ্গে বিভিন্ন জায়গার মানুষ আছেন প্রতিনিধি আছেন পাকিস্তান থেকে এসেছেন দিল্লি থেকে এসেছেন সিলেটের মানুষ আছেন বিষ্ণার মানুষ আছেন আপনাদের সঙ্গে আপনাদের সিস্টেম অফ এডুকেশনের সঙ্গে ওনারা পরিচিত হতে চান আমি ওনাদের গ্রুপ লিডার যে আছেন মিস্টার আব্দুল করিম ওনার কাছে মাইক হ্যান্ড ওভার করছি উনি ওনার দলের প্রতিনিধিদের সঙ্গে আপনাদের পরিচয় করিয়ে দেবেন আপনারা নিজেদের পরিচয় এক এক করে উঠে দাঁড়িয়ে দিয়ে দেবেন আমি আসতেছি আমার ফোন এসেছে ওকে
You have to take over as well, innit?
সাধনা চক্রবর্তী ছবি সমান্তরাল টিচার ভিউয়ার্স
আশা সিদ্দিকা
বেগুনা
ফরিদা
I think that's everybody. What we had anticipated was that your principal would give us some information about this school. I think she's going to take a telephone call, so do you want to do that or would you rather wait? Right. Just tell us before, just some basic information about your school. How many on the roll, how many teachers, when do you take your exams, what's the age group, that kind of thing.
Our school was established in 1961. Here are 2,100 students are here. About we are 76 teachers and staff. We take 3 semesters exams and 1 half-yearly and yearly exams in the year. Our primary level, our passing grade is 50%, and higher our secondary level, our passing grade is 40%. And generally we take final exam in the year in the month of November to December, and result is out also December 25th December. Our result is very good, we think. Now every year when our students pass the exam, they take first division. No second division we get from our students, and on that point of view we think that we are very much lucky. All students are good, we will not say, but we give them too much time and we try to make them suitable for the exams or something. I don't know what is the difference between your education and our education, and that is the system of our English, Bengali, physics, chemistry, maths and everything. So many subjects we teach them according to our education system of this country. And we don't know your country, the system of your country. If you tell something about your system, we will be very happy. Thank you.
I don't know, you'd like to know from our school the system or the method, the system, method of teaching.
Because it's very impressive that you get first class for every student, and I think it would be important to find out
What type of system you have in your education system? What is your method?
We have child-centered methods of learning in most English primary schools. All primary schools are free. It is not fee-paying. The number of fee-paying relatively small, particularly in Oldham, at primary level. There are 100 primary schools in Oldham, all free parents. They would all be child-centered education. mixed ability groups in, some grouping for what we call core subjects, maths, science and language work. All schools in England have to teach to the national curriculum, 10 subjects.
Thank you very much. In our school, we have a 4-semester system, 4-semester exam, and one half-yearly exam that at the mid of the year, and one is in the annual exam at the end of November or at the beginning of November. It depends on our progress of our final syllabus. So we have 4-semester system and 2 exam, midterm exam and another is annual exam. In which way, I don't know whether you have any basis on that ground you have promoted students, whether you have that type of any exam or you have a grade system, you didn't go through any numbering method, whether you have given the numbers. On that ground, your students are promoted to the next class. No, but we have But we have numbering method. We didn't have any grade system in our national curriculum activities. The system of our national curriculum activities, we have the numbering system. On which method, on that basis, we have promoted our students to the next class. That depends on their numbering, how their year system. Yes. Yes, not great.
If I just explain a little bit about the education system in England, what we have is from day 1 to the age of 16 is free education for everybody. So you get primary school between 6 and 10, secondary school from 11 to 16. At 16 they would be sitting exams, either GCSE or the equivalent in their school. They progress year by year. There's no need to pass an exam to be able to move from class, say, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. There is no end of year exams, which actually means that you have to pass an exam to be able to progress. Fee-paying schools like you've got in Bangladesh are very rare, and some of those who send their children to fee-paying schools are the elite and rich and privileged ones. After 16 years, there's also further 2 years of study which is supported by the government, and the students have an option to do either A-level or national vocational training as they call it, and there's a number of options that are available. Then there is a degree. Which again is supported by the government and paid for by the government in terms of tuition, in terms of classroom, and all the expenses related to the administration of the course. Beyond that is all individually paid for by the students themselves.
The system of the country that after finishing their education in school, they are supposed to go to the college. You can find in Bangladesh also, there are many schools, they have college system in the school premises. But in our school, we have not that type of system. So after finishing the education in my school, in Bluebird school, they're supposed to go to college, like your A-level, intermediate section. Yes.
Sorry, do you do any follow-up or after where they leave, where they go, of the students?
Now, in our system, method of education in national curriculum activities in Bangladesh, after the ending of the school education, we have finished our. But in our school, we just maintain the relationship between the students. Yes, in our school, we have the relation with our ex-students. Thank you, Major. আমি যারা এখানে সিলেট আছে তাদের একটু সিলেটের যারা মানুষ আছে তাদের একটু বলতে এই করি যে যেহেতু আমরা দেশীয় শিক্ষা ব্যবস্থার সঙ্গে জড়িত, সেই কারণে আমরা স্পেশাল কিছু দিতে পারি না এখানে। সে কারণে আমাদের দেশীয় যে কারিকুলার যেটা আছে সেটাকে আমাদেরকে মানতে হয়, আমরা ওটা ফলো করতে বাধ্য থাকি। যেখানে আপনারা বলেছেন যে আপনারা প্রাইমারি লেভেলে এখানে কোনো গার্জেনদের কোনো এক্সপেন্স তারা কোনো এক্সপেন্স বেয়ার করে না, হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু আমাদের দেশে সোশ্যাল আচ্ছা we have just learned from Mr. Buckley, you have the primary the pre-primary education in your country. You have your pre-primary education, but according to our social customs or for the government, because the economy method is morely deprived, yes, and the situation, economic situation, we cannot vote without any pre-primary education. But still, our government is trying to do give the pre-primary education in many schools. They've started it just now, but it's in very rare cases. But we yes.
There for the teachers in this school, and secondly, do you get any kind of support financially or any means from the government?
Yeah. They get a bachelor in education, BEd. I don't know whether you have any that type of education system model. I don't know. You have. They got the BEd training, and yes, BEd training, and we have those teachers who have the BEd training. They only get the government support from the financial support. Only.
What about the school in general? Do you get any kind of support?
Our financial backup come from the students. Whether I follow your question?
Yes, you're right.
Thank you very much. আমরা পাই যেটা আপনাদেরকে বিএড ট্রেনিং নেওয়ার পরে ইত্যাদি করে only they get the financial we didn't have any only from the fees from the students. Fees from the students. Yes.
Everything. We sit to communicate to the principal, teachers, or any complaint should be settled in this day. Everything is available here.
All this.
Pratame private.
If anybody has a BEd training, that started from 2,300 with other facilities, with other facilities, housing, conveyance, medical, 3 to 3.5.
Can we have one meeting here, please?
After.
You can speak. Janet, you've been wanting to ask a question.
I apologise if you've already answered this question. I wanted you to tell us a little bit about the curriculum, the subjects that are covered, and particularly interested in where your students go and study for their A-levels, progression-wise.
Progression-wise, they go to the college, the local colleges that are around. Right. Curriculum, what subjects do you teach in the curriculum that you have in the Bluebird School?
It depends on the national curriculum. From 6 to 10, we have physics, chemistry, biology, agricultural science, math, advanced math, religious studies, woodwork, arithmetic, bookkeeping. These are.
One of the representatives went from this school. What would be their reason of visit, and what would you like to see once you go there?
Are you going to sponsor us?
Yeah. I think that's an.
If you sponsor us, we can go for exchanging our views and ideas.
I think that's an.
Write a check.
I think it's an offer in disguise.
I just want to give us an idea of how much the fees are.
How much the fees? Oh, in the primary section, 150 taka, and 6 to 10, 100 taka.
Is there an annual admission fee in top of that?
No, it's monthly fees. These are only monthly fees. Annual fees, with that sports fees, examination fees, library fees, other things, other charges, electricity. Once in a year.
Right, final question, okay?
Yeah, we are the champion last year.
Our students are very much interested in cricket. You know, last time in district wise, we are the champion of the league. Remarks for cricket. It's the government started cricket.
Few words. Say few words.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
For the record, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I just have your attention for a few seconds, please. I do not want to make a speech. That is not my intention at all. First of all, I'd like to thank the principal and the Bluebird School, the teachers, every one of you here, for giving us the opportunity to come here today. As a teacher, I'm a little disappointed that we weren't able to come into the classrooms and see you in action with the kids, look at your teaching strategies, how you teach the kids, what the children are like in the classes. Nevertheless, it's been a very enjoyable day. Thank you for the refreshments as well. And on behalf of the delegation, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity. And on behalf of all the Bangladeshi Youth Association, I'd like to present the principal with the booklets that we produced for this trip, the education trip 1996 from Bangladeshi Youth Association. So, and also a plaque as a thank you plaque. We also have a couple of brochures from Oldham College and Penn State College which we'd like to leave with you. Nothing will come in the post. We've been able to ask you a lot of questions. If you have any questions for us, please ask them. We're available, we will answer them. From the teachers, anybody's side, if there's any questions that you want to ask us, we'd be very pleased to answer them.
আপনাদের কোনো ব্যক্তিগত প্রশ্ন থাকলে আপনারা আলাপ করতে পারেন। ওনারা আপনাদের প্রশ্নের জবাব দেওয়ার জন্য ফ্রি, আপনারা আলাপ করতে পারেন। But Mr. Cameraman, we are really waiting for your sponsorship. Thank you. Also.
Many delegates have come, but nobody tried to take their country to change their views, to change the transformation of our institution system. Many delegates have come. How many times? Is it your and also your private that's called and also see your business history and also
I don't want to drop it again. I don't want to drop it. Hey, I've got an answer for that. I'll look into it. Actually, I can refer it to Abdul Karim, the Principal Estate Manager's Policy Office.
Mrs. Begum, can I give you a little bit more information as the work that I will be doing today? We, from the council, from the municipality in Oldham, we're actually establishing friendship links with your municipality. Can I explain? With your municipality here. And what I've asked them, we've got a meeting with them Tuesday, and what I will be asking them is to actually send a delegation from Sylhet. We would be asking them to send a delegation from Sylhet to Oldham. Now, obviously, since you've expressed an interest, we would be saying that there should be a delegate from Bluebird School on that delegation to the UK, and hopefully.
You have welcomed many delegates. You are tired now.
Well.
What will you get? Who didn't get any chance to go to your country? Let me explain this. So, please.
Mrs. Selina, they have come here their own way, their own, they said, own private expenditure. They didn't come by the support of the government. They came here their own. If we try to go by our own, we can't go. They will welcome us. Whether
yes, that is possible, isn't it?
Can I personally say to you? Well, let me tell you why you're getting so many delegates. And this is because of the success you have. Your success is so enormous that we read in the paper back in England, Bluebird School has achieved such grade. And because it's so good, everybody wants to come here. I hope. Yes. Even if you're fed up, you're still pleased to say yes. I will personally extend an invitation to all the teachers here. If you want to come to the UK, we will provide you with accommodations back there. You can organize your own way there. Okay? What I will also do is, and I've got a Home Office guy here with me, we will look at ways of trying to see whether we can actually sort out some finance and to sponsor a delegation from Bluebird School to the UK.
Can we have a comment from this minister here?
No, I don't want to put anybody to make any comments on that.
We have so many students.
You're lucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you tell us, please, what's your opinion and experience about our country teaching system, not only the Bluebird, but also the subcontinent, Bangladesh especially, and what's your experience gathering now recent visit about our teachers?
Excuse me, Mr.
Hilaji, they didn't yet visit so many schools.
You started today.
How is a primary school head teacher? If people are interested in finding out more about primary school and the methods of teaching, if we talk to Phil Howard directly, then we should be able to provide you with more information. There are secondary school teachers here. If you want to talk to people in the secondary schools, you can do. There are people from colleges here. If you want to talk to people from colleges, they're here. If you want to talk to people about general education, there's Richard at the end. He's outside. Or he's outside. Or if you want to talk at policy broad level, then I should be able to provide you with some information.
I think Our teacher will present you our school account.
There's a scene where vaccination is being taken place, and it's provided by the students from Bluebird School. As you can see, the poor people are coming here and having their vaccination.
They're administering the names and.
What are their pupils?
Yeah. A green bed school here.
না আমরা গার্লস গাইড আমরা স্কুলে পড়ি কিন্তু আমরা এই গার্লস গাইডের আমরা
Girls guide.
সদস্য
They were scouts.
Scouts. No guides.
Yeah, girls
Scouts are
guides,
boys.
kids, yeah.
There are also pupils here.
Yeah. He said female scouts.
The female scout.
He didn't know what guide was. Girls guide.
So he said it was scouts for simple.
That's all you understand though.
Who are the boys now?
Hey, you know when Mr. Karim said we got somebody here from the home office. But you know, Tarani Nival Lagich.
Who's in the boys now?
So you want to know what's happening here?
Yeah.
So এখানে কি হচ্ছে?
এখানে টিকা দাও হচ্ছে
Tika.
Tika?
Tika.
What is tika?
Tika is immunization. Sorry. Tika means Tika means tika. Which means
Tika means tika.
Tika means immunization. It's against
Polio. Now, I had one in England.
Polio.
Just to come here. আমি এটা এখানে দিতে লাগছে এই দেশে আইবার লাগে
আচ্ছা so what else what else সিলেট
আমার বালে সিলেট
প্রায় আমরা সবাই বলছি
আমি এই দেশ থেকে ফার্স্ট বছর থেকে
আচ্ছা what else do you want to know I'll interview
No, listen. Is the polio mouth jo dewa hai ki আর যারা বাচ্চারা পোলিওর ওষুধ নেয় না কিন্তু এর সাথে তারা যদি খেলাধুলা করে কোনো অসুবিধা হয়
অসুবিধা হয় না
কারণ আমরা ইংল্যান্ডে শুনছি যে পোলিওর ইনজেকশন বা যেগুলো ওষুধ নেয় আর অন্য যদি 6 সপ্তাহ লাগে এটা ক্লিয়ার হইতে বুঝছেন আর পালা ওল্ডাম কলেজের মার্কেটিং উসেডেলা ফিল কপি এন্ড আদার লোকাল পুলিশ ये ले गया नुरुल्लाह secondary school or home school liaison officer जिला शेराजुल इस्लाम and modern Ila Sumango secondary school or teacher একটা department or head John Curtis, time home officer, government office Northwest Manchester of that time. Angela Whitwell, then a secondary school or teacher. Pangalia Gentle then a show. Ayuna Saiful Alam, then after special needs school of Nampuran, about housing association of Nampuran. Oda Manashik Association or Secretary. Another team leader Naval Abdul Karim, then like a principal policy officer, Oda Councillor, then number councillor, assistant director of education,
So all are welcome to MC College, Sensory Old College.
100 years. More than 100 years.
It was established in 1892. Just started as open
And now it is the best college in the state. Public opinion.
In our college we offer master degree in 12 subjects.
যদি আমরা রোল নাম্বার কতজন আছে, 5টা আছে, বা কোন সাবজেক্ট টিচ করা হয়, ফিস গুলা দেওয়া হয় বা গভর্নমেন্ট দেয় না, আপনার ফি পেইং স্টুডেন্ট, এগুলো জিনিসগুলো
In consideration, we told them or they will tell the fees, tuition fee is very nominal. That is a few cents only. 25 taka for master degree level, 15 taka for 11 and 12 class per month. £1 is 70 for something. So they are paying less than half pound. Same monthly fee and admission fee same. Yeah, board fee, miscellaneous fee, game fee, scout fee, DNCC fee.
আচ্ছা আপনি বলেন আর তারপরে একটা আমার কিছু প্রশ্ন।
This is a government college. You cannot collect any money or any funding from the student. It is not recognized by the government. This is not a private college. So the fees are here very nominal. Say a student of master degree just needs 600 taka for admission, including all the fees and 1 year's tuition fee. 650, including 1 year fees. We collect fees for 1 year. Full 1 year session.
Does it vary between the different? Because I'm aware that you have take students and you offer intermediate, BScs, honours and honorary and masters. Does the rate vary or is it the same right now?
No, not the same, because the tuition fee here for SSC level, higher secondary is 15 taka, and for master degree and honors 20 taka per month.
How many faculties do you have? How many schools do you have?
There are 12 schools.
12?
Here, that is physics, honors school of physics, providing master's degree also, honors school of chemistry, providing master's degree, botany, master degree, zoology, master degree, sociology, master degree, Islamic studies, master degree, political science, master degree, up to master degree, economics up to master degree, and philosophy up to master degree. And we have others up to degree level, that is statistics, Islamic history, psychology,
statistics,
and statistics,
and English, Bengali,
and also Arabic, Sanskrit, and Urdu. But at present, Urdu is number of students is nil, and no teacher. No teacher is because the students are nil, so government is not providing any Urdu teacher here.
আপনারা যে ডিগ্রি পড়েন এটা ছাত্র হতে ট্রান্সফার করিয়া অন্য ইউনিভার্সিটি কন্টিনিউ করতে পারেন?
It was previously under the University of Chittagong College, Chittagong University. Now it is under the National University of Bangladesh.
তো ট্রান্সফার করা যায় সেই ইউনিভার্সিটি?
It depends on
ইংল্যান্ড
under the university, National University, any student have facility for transfer in any college offering master degree level or say degree level, because only one university, National University, controlling the whole country, Bangladesh.
ধরিলেন ইংল্যান্ডে আমরা যদি ফার্স্ট ইয়ার ডিগ্রি করি আর এখন ধরিলেন ট্রান্সফার করিয়া আরও টাউনও গিয়ে আরও ইউনিভার্সিটিত ভর্তি হইতাম, যে ইংল্যান্ডের ফেসিলিটিস আছে যে আপনার ইউনিট কালেক্টিং করবা তো ফার্স্ট ইয়ারও তো যদি ট্রান্সফার করিয়া সেকেন্ড ইয়ারও ভর্তি হইতে পারবা ইনস্টেড অফ ডুইং অল ওভার এগেইন। এটা আছে না এই দেশের এই ফেসিলিটি?
এখানে হলো আমি ইন্টারফেয়ার একটু করি। এটা হলো আমাদের এখানে we were affiliated under the University of Chittagong, এবং আমাদের এখানে মাস্টার্স আগে ছিল না, আমরা we taught up to honors level and MA final year level university চলে যেত, Chittagong University. Now we are under the National University. national university. So any student from this college can go to any other college which is affiliated under the national university. But the traditional universities, that is Chittagong University, Dhaka University, and Rajshahi University, and Gandhigan University, etc., they are very much reluctant to admit our students.
Now, if they agree, then they also need migration certificate from national university. Suppose Dhaka, one student wants to live in the Dhaka University, he is living here at second year honors school of physics. He can go to Dhaka University. No, there is no system. Here he can study in any college affiliated to one university.
On to a BSc or MSc. Can you give us an idea what numbers start at intermediate program?
Actually, in Select, especially in Select, rather specifically in Select, there is difference from other section or other sector of the country, Bangladesh. Here, the students have tendency to move from here to London or abroad. So, even not completing the SSC level, they just move. Even just before the day of public examination, a few students leave the country because their parents or uncle or brother just want to today or tomorrow, or either their visa will expire. So just say examination start tomorrow, they will do without completing the Havoc here. Havoc here. Say this year result in 12 class courses completed. Only 80% students were successful. So I have gone through analysis and I found that the remaining 20% left the country, not completing the courses here. So in other way I can say my result is 100%, but I can do because 20% left, but they were enrolled. So board will consider 100%, not 80%.
Can I just ask one more question? Which countries outside Bangladesh recognize your degree? Now, far as I know, in Britain, I don't think it's recognized.
So far I know, previously a Dhaka University can get admission in London or Great Britain without say any admission test or anything. But nowadays, no, even they do not want to recognize the Dhaka University certificate also because there is politics, there is chaos in the campus. The students hardly find time to read or take the classes in time. Maybe this is one of the reasons. Maybe one of the reasons. But those who want to read and study, they can complete the courses easily, successfully.
I think the other thing is that at our college, we recently had a person with a master's in commerce from that university. We wanted to do accounting, ACCA, back in England. And I think they gained some exemptions from the exam. They put his master's degree, the equivalent of a bachelor's in Britain. So they did recognize it, but they recognize it at a lower level. Anyway, that's probably not the case everywhere.
The word university means university. So it should be recognized by all the university of the universe, others in the world.
Yeah.
So, but at present there is a system in everywhere, Asia, Europe or America or any country, just to have admission test before having any admission in any colleges or any university. So the admission depends not on the certificate, but the admission test or the merit of the student himself, not on the certificate itself. As previously was done, say 10 to 15 years before or 20 years ago, we can get admission in Oxford, Cambridge or any other university in London or America just showing the certificate of Dhaka University, but not nowadays.
Is this a university college or just a college?
University.
And for many years, because you have started a degree program.
Not it is not a university, but it is a university
college.
But government has planned to have another university, as a college, as a university, we can offer this certificate themselves, but not full-fledged university.
Do you have any plans, say in future, of introducing like research, as a PhD or MPhil or things like that?
No, there are only 6 colleges in privileged for research, and they will be university levels.
Our question specifically, it's of interest to everyone. But I think mainly to myself and Jepala. We're from 2 different colleges, and what we wanted to find out was in terms of progression, or as you're saying, some students go back to Britain or England. Is there anything that, in terms of links-wise, network-wise, that we can do in college or MC college? We just want to explore those issues.
What lies?
I think what he's trying to say is that because they're from Oldham College and Tameside College, they would like to learn from you how they can help you, either by providing training for lecturers or running courses here or running courses there for those who have left here.
Our departments specifically sign providing just up-to-date journals, scientific knowledge, research, and we have so much fun to talking with the journals, magazines, and research of the best colleges there or university. So if we provide us some journals or some books and journals,
scientific equipments.
Not equipment, they are not for equipment, they are for just...
have you got access to email or anything like that? Electronic mail, computer?
Yeah.
Email?
Yeah. In mathematics, economics, and physics, we have 2 papers in computers.
Two computers?
No, computer science.
Oh, sorry.
Have we got computers? 75.
We have not yet introduced, but we are contemplating to
email us. IBM computers and everything we have.
An email address as a computer?
No email, because we cannot provide the file to enter into email.
Right. But in terms of specific development at the moment, you're thinking of journals, up-to-date books, and things like that?
Email is there, we can procure, but from where we get the file? Though we have the computer up-to-date, modern computer and everything we have, but we cannot entry in email.
I wonder if you'd be kind enough to say a few words about the staff that are that teach the students, the numbers that you have, and what you look for. Are they teacher trained? I'm sure they are, but I wonder if you
No,
say
in
something.
colleges, no method or research training is needed, because in my opinion, the teacher himself is the method and teaching equipment, teaching aids. So teacher best knows how to teach in the classes and what method he should apply so that his student understand what he is saying. In my experience, I have seen so many meritorious students trained as a teacher, but in other research works or in other places he is just successful. But as a teacher, he is not.
Are they experienced? They've got industrial experience or commerce experience?
No, in Bangladesh it depends in what subject he took his degree and he is appointed for that subject only as a teacher. Say for economics, he must have master degree and priority is given those who have doctorate degree and others, but he must have master degree in economics and a good result too. So minimum second class or first class, having honors also.
in our college, the situation is the same. You don't need a teacher qualification to come and teach in further education. We look for a relevant degree or industrial experience to allow them to do the teaching. So it's the same process.
We have some minimum qualification first, then experience is coming.
Yeah, we look for both, ideally both.
Just a limit is there, demarcation line. You must have master degree certificate, minimum of 7 plus 7 honors courses. Then other experience or other qualifications counted. But the minimum demarcating line is master's.
How many staff is there on the payroll?
At present we have 160.
160 full-time staff.
Full-time. I mean teaching staff only.
Yeah.
Once this
we have next aim and target is to do something, do welfare of the family of those who left us and now living in Oldham and UK, America, Saudi Arabia, overseas people who left their families here, their children, their relatives, and whenever they come to Sylhet, if they feel any problems, then and there we shall stand there. That is our aim and goal. And in this respect, we have some project under scheme, under hand. We are trying to declare a scholarship among the Vishwanath students to encourage their education. We are trying to make self-reliance to the Vishwanathi ladies, distressed ladies. Like this, we have many aims and targets. But very frankly, I would say that we are social workers, we have sufficient energetic workers, but a real problem is a fund problem. Our fund originating from subscription from the members ourselves. Also, we have no bar to accept any donation from any source. However, today we could arrange this meeting with you in any restorative hotel or any beautiful place, but among ourselves we discussed that we like to show what we are. Exactly where is our office and who are we, what we are, what is our position, and we don't hesitate to do this and invited you because here the arrangement is very poor and I request you to consider the text. I shall not kill the time because there are so many senior members are to speak and also the guests will speak here. We shall call them to deliver their lectures, and after our meeting we shall arrange for pre-mixing each other and to understand each other. And what I can't declare or I cannot express, it will be expressed from the other lecturers, my senior members, and the distinguished guests. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.
He is also a principal policy officer with the Oldham Metropolitan Borough Council.
Thank you, Vijay.
And also from Vishwanath.
Right, you're registered now.
ठीक है, I'm here. ঠিক আছে
Thanks very much, mate. First of all, I would like to thank Vishnath, Anna, Shamiti for inviting us today so that we can have the opportunity to meet them and realize what sort of work that they are doing for the Vishnati people in Sylhet. Now, I can only speak in similar terms for Ulgan Bangladeshi Youth Association. Now, I've been introduced as being the chair of Ulgan Bangladeshi Youth Association. I've only been in the position for a few months now, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to very briefly explain what we hope to do for the Bangladeshis in Oldham. The organisation was set up about 25 years ago, and over the years we've tried to improve social, cultural, religious and sporting awareness within the Bangladeshi community in Oldham. Now, in many similar ways, we are quite similar to Vishnath Thana Shamiti because we are a voluntary organisation. We do put in our own time, and we try and involve the community, the youth within the community, to try and improve the society that we actually live in. Back the real Bangladesh, back to the people in Westwood and within Oldham. We want to show that Bangladesh is completely different from what they might think it is. There are many people in Westwood and in Oldham that do not know what Bangladesh is like. They do not understand what the education system in Bangladesh is like. And we hope to capture this and take it back, hopefully with this video project and the photography project. We might be holding seminars, we're not quite sure yet, and actually deliver what we have found out here. Now, I don't think I want to elaborate any further and waste your time. And anyway, I don't want to carry on anyway. I'd finally like to just thank you again for this opportunity. You've obviously gone into a lot of trouble by making all these banners, and we do appreciate you putting this effort in. So anything else I have to say? Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Chairman, the executive members and the members of the Vishnath Financial Committee. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, as we have guests from abroad, and we are very much interested to hear from other guests also. So I request Mr. Mujahiduddin Khan to send one more lecturer.
Get there, going back.
I'd like to ask Howard Buckley, who is a head teacher in a primary school called St. Hilda's in Oldham, to say a few words.
Who wants to speak?
Crawling up for me.
Okay.
You want to speak?
As Mujahid said, I'm a head teacher of a school in Oldham. First of all, I'd like to repeat what's already been said about the welcome that we've had. I myself very much appreciate the welcome that you've put on for us, and it's a great privilege to meet people from Vishwanath and to come to your town, your district and your country. The school that I'm the head teacher of is in the middle of the coldest area, and all the children, or almost all the children, 98% of the children in my school are Sylheti Bengali, and many of them come from the Vishwanath region, which I only found out in the last month or two. It's a great privilege for me to provide what I think is a good and all-round sound education for the children that come from your district. And I believe that at my school, my staff, and I do have some Bengali staff as well, are working hard to provide an education that will raise the achievement levels of the children, that will ultimately benefit them to go forward into the next century and to have opportunities which they deserve, whether that be in England or back in Bangladesh. And I can repeat that it is a great privilege to be able to work with the children from your country.
Can I have Anna Tucker to say a few words to you?
Good evening, Assalamu alaikum. I'm just going to say a few words to you because my job in Oldham was to work to support and encourage more development of cultural activities within the English and Bangladeshi populations in Westwood. And from my point of view, I think that culture is very important to everybody. It's what brings people together, it's what enables people to share common stories and common experiences. And for me, coming here has been really very interesting because I have seen at last what Bangladeshi culture is here in Bangladesh. Not all of it, only a very small amount, but I have seen the life, the vitality, the energy that's on the streets. We have been to a meeting in Dhaka where we saw a play about Bijoy Dibosh and the struggle for independence and the freedom fighters. We have heard music, we have been in the bazaars, we have done hundreds of things and learned a tremendous amount about how the culture is here for people here. Because maybe it might be hard for you to understand, but for the Bangladeshi people in Oldham, they have another culture, which is British Bangladeshi culture. And many of the children growing up now have very little experience of what it's like here and are needing to help to develop and form their own cultural life and cultural experience, which is, for us, white people as well, is extremely exciting because it's about joining different ideas, different patterns, different sense of colour and music and movement in a way that white people on their own never get to see. So for me this has been an excellent experience. I'd just like to say one little story from my own personal experience, which is actually to do with Mujahid Khan's father. When I very first came to work in Oldham as a cultural worker, I went to Westwood and I was asking who the different people were that would be useful to talk to about cultural development. And I came across Mr. Khan, I met him, and I was talking to him about the sort of art that he thought people might wish to do within the Bangladeshi community. And one of the things we talked about was mosaic, that in particularly Islamic centres, but all over Dhaka I have seen as well, many, many patterns made with mosaics and glass tiles and tiles on the floor, and that he felt that would be a very interesting way to develop work. And they have a cultural centre in Westwood for the Bangladeshi community, and there was a big empty wall at the end of it. And I said, well, perhaps we should do a mosaic on this end wall. Yes, that's a very good idea. Okay, so we started an idea for doing a mosaic there. And I then said, why don't you say what the building is called? Say that it's the Bangladeshi Cultural Centre here, as well as doing a picture. And he was worried. He said, oh, I don't know about that because it's the way up for all the football fans to get to the football match, and I'm worried that if they know that it's the Bangladeshi Cultural Centre, they might throw stones through the window or something. And so I said, but that means that you're going to leave this centre with nobody knowing what it is. And surely it's important, you've been in Oldham now for several years, it's important to be clear and strong and proud of your culture here. And he said, oh, I don't know, but eventually we agreed. And so we had a mosaic done by the children and the mothers. The women who came in the day did all the work with some artists to help them, and now up on the end of the Cultural Centre wall is this great big sign glowing in mirror in English and in Bangla which says Bangladeshi Cultural Centre, and nobody has spoilt it and nobody has broken the windows as far as I know, and it's there now and everybody takes it completely for granted. And I think for many people listening this evening, you might never have known that there was such nervousness about putting up the sign of Bangladeshi Cultural Centre in Oldham. But that was a wonderful experience, and I think the Bangladeshi community has gone from strength to strength in terms of confidence there and sharing of their culture with other people who live in that area. And I hope we continue. Thank you.
Now, I am to introduce
Assalamualaikum, আমার নাম তো আমি বাংলা কিছু জানি। আমি পুলিশ অফিসার, আমি বিবাহিত, আমি এক্সেলে এবং 2 মেয়ে। I'm a student, Islamic Studies at Manchester University. I've been a policeman now for 19 years. For the past 8 years, I've worked in Colston Westwood, which is part of Oldham, half white, half Bengali. Before I came to that area, I worked in a part of Oldham which was completely different, farms and big hills. For the past 8 years or so now, I've realised that, you know, people, I spoke to people who told me, I said to them, where do you live? Oh, maybe Bishmanap, maybe Ruby Bazaar, maybe Jagannathpur. It seems now very, very strange for me after all this time to be finally in Bangladesh. We have problems in England, the same as we have problems in this country. And when I work in the police station, there's about maybe 200 policemen working in the police station. And in the station now, most of the policemen know that I'm quite involved with Asian people, in particular Bangladeshi people, and they come to me for help and advice. In fact, now some people call me Bengali Buckley. As I say, well, all the people who came on the party, we started off 6-7 days ago as total strangers, but we're now all good friends. It still seems hard to believe that we're 5,000 miles away, and we're actually in Bangladesh, and we've been through these places which I've seen on the map for the past few years. I'm very, very happy to be here, and I think I'll say that shesh. All right, thank you.
Lecturers, before that, I wish to declare that if any members from us speak in Bengali, no problem, somebody will translate it to the others. And English or Bengali, both the language, problem. Now I shall request the guest after a few minutes. Now I invite Krishna Tana Committee members, anybody who likes, anyone who will raise his hand to speak at the mic. Again I am inviting Dr. Shahanur Ali, MBBS doctor, and he is our Executive Committee, Vice Chairman of our Executive Committee, Mr. Shahanur Ali, Dr. Shahanur Ali. Honorable President of Vishwanath Thana Committee, respectable guests, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I like to thank to the President and Secretary of Vishwanath Thana Committee for arranging this program to evening. And I congratulate, it is my heartfelt congratulations to the workers of Oldham Metropolitan Borough Council for respond to our invitation and attending to this program. And also the member and executive bodies of Youth Association of Oldham Bangladesh, Youth Association. Now I like to speak in Bengali, if you allow. Of course. আমাদের সেক্রেটারি সাহেব ইতিপূর্বে বলে গেছেন যে আমাদের বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতি কি এবং আমরা কাজের জন্য কাজ করতেছি আমাদের উদ্দেশ্যই বাকি। তাই আমি এই সম্বন্ধে কিছু বলতে চাচ্ছি না। আমি অত্যন্ত আনন্দিত এজন্য যে ওল্ডহাম মেট্রোপলিটন বরো কাউন্সিলের ওয়ার্কার্স যারা আমাদের এই অত্যন্ত সাধারণ পরিবেশে আমাদেরকে যে এই সন্ধ্যার সময় দিয়েছেন, তা আমি তাদেরকে আবারও আমার ব্যক্তিগত তরফ থেকে এবং এই সংগঠনের তরফ থেকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। থ্যাংক ইউ।
সভাপতি উপস্থিত, আজকে যাদের কেন্দ্র করে যাদেরকে আমরা এখানে সম্বর্ধনা দিচ্ছি, ওয়েলকাম মেট্রোপলিটন ব্যুরো কাউন্সিলর, আগত মেহমান বৃন্দ, উপস্থিত বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতির কার্যকারী কমিটির সদস্য এবং উপদেষ্টা মন্ডলী, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমরা অল্প সময়ের মধ্যে আমাদের মেহমানদেরকে যে সম্বর্ধনা দিচ্ছি, যদিও সংখ্যায় অতি নগণ্য এবং আমাদের বিশ্বনাথ সমিতির তেমন একটা ফান্ড নাই, অথচ আমরা যে স্থান নির্ধারণ করেছি এই স্থানে না করে হয়তো আমরা একটি বড় হলে করতে পারতাম, আমাদের হাতে সময় ছিল না। তাই আমি আমার বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতির কর্মকর্তা এবং সদস্যবৃন্দের কাছে অনুরোধ করছি, আপনাদের মনে যাতে কোনো ধরনের দ্বিধা না থাকে। আমরা আগামীতে যে সমস্ত প্রোগ্রাম করব তা সুন্দরভাবে এবং বড় আকারে করতে পারি, এবং আজকে যে আমাদের বিশ্বনাথ সমিতিতে এই ব্রিটিশ যে টিম এসেছেন, আমরা অত্যন্ত আনন্দিত। আশা করি আগামীতেও তারা আসবেন। এই বলে আমার বক্তব্য এখানে শেষ করছি।
Mr. Mujahideen Khan is requested to translate the lecture in a summary word, within a very short word.
Yeah, he's basically welcomed us all here, and he's also said that given the short time and availability of funds for the organization, they haven't been able to organize this in a better flush setting. But I think this is wonderful, you know, a nice gathering. It's a different gathering. I mean, we've all been to functions in halls and things, and we're going to be going to them as well. And I think he's just delighted that the team from Oldham Borough Council and the Youth Association have taken the time out for this organization and thanked everybody. I think that's the summary.
Now I invite Mr. Abul Chaudhary, who was in England for many years and now working with us as a social worker. Mr. Abul Chaudhary.
Honorable Chairman, Vishwanath Samiti, Shamuddin Birali, respectable gentlemen, chief guest, come from Oldham Metropolitan Society, who are Bangladeshi and Silet and Vishwanathi. We are proud to exceptionally have our honorable guest in come from England to Bangladesh and Silet. We are organization and we would like to integrate and finish Bangladeshi and Sileti people with friends, make another. We would like to see everybody come to see visit in Silet and garden
and culture and see, organize, be everything. We are many thanks to come to us to see in Sylhet. We will give thanks so many and all.
I shall invite our senior members. Before that, once again, I wish to ask our members of Vishwanath Thana Samiti, I can say in Bengali, আমাদের বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতির অন্য কোনো সদস্য বক্তব্য রাখবেন, যদি কেউ রাখেন তার অনুগ্রহপূর্বক মাইকে আসুন, যদি কেউ রাখেন। আমাদের বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতির একজন মেম্বার এগিয়ে এসেছেন, মোহাম্মদ কামাল উদ্দিন, এক্সিকিউটিভ কমিটি মেম্বার অফ আওয়ার বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতি।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম। বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতি আয়োজিত আজকের অনুষ্ঠানের সম্মানিত সভাপতি, মঞ্চে উপবিষ্ট বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতির উপদেষ্টা এবং সেক্রেটারি এবং মঞ্চে সামনে উপবিষ্ট ব্রিটিশ অলহাম মেট্রোপলিটন ব্যুরো কাউন্সিল এবং আমাদের বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতির সদস্যবৃন্দ, বক্তব্যের শুরুতে আমি আপনাদেরকে আন্তরিক অভিনন্দন ও পান্ডারা শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছি। আজকের এই স্বল্প পরিসরে আমরা বিশ্বনাথ থানা সমিতির পক্ষ থেকে আজকের এই অনুষ্ঠান যদিও আমরা ব্যাপকভাবে করতে পারি নাই, তবু আমরা শর্ট টাইমে এই অনুষ্ঠান করেছি। এই অনুষ্ঠানে যোগ দিতে পারায় আমি অলহাম মেট্রোপলিটন ব্যুরো কাউন্সিলের অল মেম্বারদেরকে আমি অভিনন্দন এবং কংগ্রেচুলেশন জানাচ্ছি। এই বলে আমি আমার বক্তব্য শেষ করলাম।
I feel very proud that Bitash is actually carrying out such work. I'm sure all the members of our delegation as well as the guests here agree. And I think everything else that I would like to have said has been said already before. So again, thank you very much. ধন্যবাদ। আমরা খুব খুশি হলাম আপনাদের এই আয়োজনে, আর ইনশাআল্লাহ আগামীতে আরো আলাপ করার সুযোগ থাকবে। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Of Vishwanathi or Sylheti or Bangladeshi, in our country there are lack of facilities in education. You can find out because you are paying visit to the various school and college. By this time you have earned knowledge, you have acquired various aspects in this line. I hope your mission will be success and our children living in Oldham and United Kingdom will be benefited from this mission. I am General Secretary of the political party of this district. I also congratulate you on behalf of
Bangladesh residing there, and also the people of the British people, those who are not Bangladeshi, residing in these areas. And I like to remember the hospitality they have offered to us. And for this reason, I like to congratulate them again. I don't like to speak many things. Before ending my speech, I like to thank Vishwanath Thana Samiti, Secretary Mr. Azam Khan, President Mr. Advocate Shahmud Abirali, and the other distinguished members as they have arranged this function and make a scope to achieve.
We're visiting in Sylhet. All the children cannot speak. They're deaf and dumb.
This must be a good one, this. Go meet,
Did you get a touch there?
Yeah.
Didn't you get a nick?
But nobody's. Oh, there's somebody on the slip. Ooh. There's hardly any sound here. The reason being, these children cannot speak. They are using the sign language a lot of the time. There you are. There you are.
From all of them.
We just moved to the shade. Away from the sun.
All the children deaf?
Yeah.
All are deaf.
Yes. I see. And how, which children come here? Are there other schools like this in Bangladesh?
No, no other Bangladesh.
One school for deaf children?
No. There are seven. Seven schools in Bangladesh.
For deaf children?
এটা 1981
since 1981.
Since 1981. Established in 81.
And all of the children are residential?
All are residential.
Yes. And you use signing for all of them? Signing?
Sign भाषा use करो.
Sign. Mainly we are taught them by sign language.
All of them?
All of them. Sign language. It will be affected by some technical equipments. If we get technical equipment, we taught them very much, but we don't get from our government.
No. Hearing aids?
Hearing aids, no.
No hearing aids?
No hearing aids.
Could these children use hearing aids?
No.
No, could they?
No. We speak them. We speak from them by sign language.
Yes, I understand.
Hearing aid যদি দেওয়া নেই দিতে বাচ্চাদের ব্যবহার করতে পারবে না শুনে hearing aid লাগাইলে তারা কানে শুনে নেই জানেন নি আপনারা তিন ধরনের তো ডেফ আছে যেগুলা
profoundly deaf তুই যখন থাকতে পারবে
আছে দিতে
profoundly deaf partly hearing যারা আছে এরা ধরেন আমার 30 এর মধ্যে ধরেন 20 জন
out of the 30 20 are partially deaf.
Right.
About 3 or 4 of 2 probably profoundly deaf, so hearing aid or anything. But the rest could be actually
hearing aids would help.
Yeah.
Yes, I
do
see.
Do they have speech therapists? Anybody can does that?
যারা যে আব্রা যারা আছে নাকি ওরা তো শোনায়নি এরা কি ভাষা শিখবার দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করা হয়নি
চেষ্টা করা হয় স্পিচ থেরাপি
হিসেবে আমরা চেষ্টা করি তাহলে স্পিচ থেরাপি চেষ্টা করি
We have it regularly.
ডেইলি চেষ্টা করেন না
ডেইলি ক্লাস
রুটিন ওয়াইজ ক্লাস ওয়াইজ
রুটিন ক্লাস
কম্বাইন্ডলি না
Not individual.
individual or combined
দিনটা করেন
we have heading a group.
Yeah.
But we cannot teach them. We cannot teach them without any technical or equipments. But other very.
কি রকম টেকনিক্যাল ইকুইপমেন্ট?
টেকনিক্যাল ইকুইপমেন্ট মানে হিয়ারিং এড, হিয়ারিং এড ধরেন, তারপরে ধরেন আরো ওই যেগুলো কি নাম বলে যেটা যেটা আপনার যেখান থেকে শুরু করা হয় এটার নামটা কি আমি তো ভুলে যাচ্ছি।
কি শুরু করা?
মানে যেখান থেকে আমরা বক্সটা থাকে যেটা বক্স আছে না ওই বক্সটা কি ভালো আছে? ওই বক্সটা ভালো। ওই বক্সটার নামটা যেন কি? ওইটা হলো কি থেরাপি জন্য আমি তো ভুলে গেলাম আর কি। একটা বক্স আছে বুঝছেন, সেই বক্সটা হলো
বক্সের কি
বক্সটা মানে ধরেন আপনার ওখান থেকে ধরেন যে স্পিচ দিবে সেখান একটা স্পিকার আছে ওখান থেকে স্পিচ দিলে সেটা সমস্ত সবারই কানে চলে যাবে এটার মাধ্যমে।
Oh, the loop system. You know the box that operates the loop system. They used to have one, but that's no longer around.
Right.
It doesn't work. Which আমরা যে loop
ওই সিস্টেমে একটা আছে কিন্তু ওইটা আউট অফ অর্ডার না? ওইটা বোঝায় দেন
but because they're not all profoundly deaf.
No, that's right. They shouldn't be. Yeah, that's right. How old are the children when they come here?
প্রথমে যে এখানে বাচ্চারা আসে এরা বয়স কত থাকে?
6 to 10.
6 to 10. And at 10, where do they go?
After 5 class over. After 5 class.
Yes. After class 5. Yes.
After class 5, we after class 5, they after class 5 they went their house.
Go home.
They go home.
They finish, yeah.
After
ক্লাস 5 এর পরে তো তারা বাসায় চলে যায়।
হ্যাঁ।
এরপরে আর কোনো প্রভিশন আছে দেখি আর কোনো স্কুল
আমাদের এখানে নাই, তবে অন্য জায়গায় ধরেন আপনার টঙ্গীতে আছে। আমাদের ডিপার্টমেন্টে আছে ভোকেশনাল, ওইখানে যে যারা ইন্টারেস্ট ওইখানে যায় অ্যাডমিশন নিতে পারে।
After class 5, if they pass that, then that's it as far as their education is concerned here. It's finished. They can go elsewhere, but there's not much available around here anymore.
টাঙ্গাইল তো বহুত দূর না।
টঙ্গী না টঙ্গী ঢাকা টঙ্গী।
So সিলেট তো নাই আর।
সিলেটে নাই সিলেট নাই।
আচ্ছা এখানে তো আপনাদের এই বাবা এই খানে শুনে না এই আর কোনখানে আছে যে ল্যাংড়া বা আতুর যে বা এই অন্ধ?
এখানে নাই, তবে মানসিক আছে, মানসিক প্রতিবন্ধী আছে, মেন্টালি রিজার্টেড বলা হয় না কি বলা হয় আছে সুবিধ বাজার
প্রাইভেট That would be interesting.
You're talking about other disabilities.
Yeah.
What is
Here is just deaf and dumb. Mentally disabled children. There's one in Shubit Bazaar.
Yes. Residential.
Residential need,
non-residential.
Non-residential.
Blind আছে মৌলভী বাজার। Resource program.
Who pays for this? Who pays?
এটা প্রাইভেট তো নাই
এটা সরকারি, এটা গভর্নমেন্ট।
This is
government institution.
Total?
Yeah, total.
How many schools for the blind are there in Bangladesh?
5 institutions. There are 5 institutions.
Right. And for children who have mental disabilities?
Mental disabilities, one. Mirpur, Dhaka Mirpur.
One.
Dhaka Mirpur.
Any
One, government.
with physical disability?
No. Mental. Physical Tongi. Tongi, ERPH center.
training center are
Physical one.
One. How many teachers here?
There are 3 teachers.
3.
3 teachers.
And you?
I am hostel superintendent.
Right.
Hostel superintendent.
3 teachers. That
You didn't bring the camera.
Headmaster, 1 headmaster, 2 assistant teachers.
I see.
Yeah.
understand. Could we go and have a look?
Yeah, James is getting the plans for the kids. আমরা অবশ্যই আমরা এখানে আবার কোনো প্ল্যান ছিল না আচ্ছা তো ওই বাচ্চাতে পরিচয় নাই নাই আসে তো বাচ্চা তো তাই কিছু কলম নিয়ে আসি আমরা কলম
ও মানে এটা আচ্ছা ওই তারিখে টাকাতে দিল ওদেরকে
এই কি সমস্যা আপনাদের ছাত্র
হ্যাঁ এগুলো আমাদের
তাদেরকে দিয়ে দিই আমরা
হ্যাঁ দিয়ে দেন আপনারা হাতে হাতে দিয়ে দিলে ওরা খুশি তোমরা
How often
serial
children go home?
না শুধু খাতা কলম ওরা নিজেরা না 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 খাতা কলম নিজেরা একটা লং ভ্যাকেশন যেটা ঈদ লইয়া একটা ফটো হ্যাঁ তা করতে পারেন দুইটা করিয়া টান দে একটা কপি কইরা কপি আমাদের একটা কপি দিলাম আমরা অফিসে রেখে দিলাম কপি রেখে দিলাম
আচ্ছা আপনারা স্কুলে নাই নেই আপনার ডেলিগেশন পক্ষ থেকে একটা দেওয়ার ফটো তুলতে পারবেন
খালি আপনার ওখানে দেখে আর ঠিকঠাক
না যারা আসে ওদেরকে দিয়ে দিই
হ্যাঁ যারা আছে ওদেরকে এখানে
I'll give this to the head teacher.
এটা স্কুলের
Joss Bank School is a school for children who are who have learning difficulties. They've sent these things.
আমরা উল্টামে একটা স্কুল আছে ওলা বাচ্চা ডিসেবলড ওইরকম বাচ্চা কি যায় তো ওই স্কুলদের পক্ষ থেকে কি এটা দেওয়া হয়েছে আপনারা ব্রাঞ্চ কি আপনারা দেয় এর ডিটেইল আছে ইনফরমেশন আছে না
এই গাইড না
এই গাইড এইটা আপনি স্কুলের পক্ষ থেকে এটা বসে থাকি
Okay.
Thank you.
আর বাচ্চাদের যারা আছে তারা তো আত্রা আমরা বললাম
Oldham Council. Okay.
আর এগুলা ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালি give it to them individually.
All right.
It's right there. They'll take and one go.
Okay.
Salam.
Give them one each. Okay.
Saluting.
So there's some more that are left inside. All right.
Okay. Okay.
ভাইসা একটা
ও ঠিক আছে
টিকিট বেশি লাগবে
None of these children can speak. They're showing their thanks by saluting.
প্রবলেম দেখেন না আমাদের অবস্থা দৃষ্টি ভাইলে আমি সিলিন্ডার মানুষ তো গভর্নমেন্ট প্রতিষ্ঠানে পড়ে গেলে না শেষ না প্রবলেম শেষ নাই
This one has done really well, so give him one extra.
Right.
And it's a tragedy.
Yes. Where we come
There are
from,
certain
Oldham.
schools, deaf.
Stick it on the wall.
Okay.
Thank you. Just sit. Right.
No.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Nearly 200.
Okay.
আমাদের সাইজন কি স্যার দুইটা ধরে দুইটা দরকার
একটু মোট এখানে একটা তো
নেটটা নেই
sorry one more 40
right
three sides deaf
okay push me out
blind three sides
right we're running late আমরা এখন চলি ধন্যবাদ আপনারা যে আমাদের বইলে না আপনারা এটা ব্যাগের মাঝে রাখি ও লেভেল
সরি আমাদের অফিসে স্ট্যান্ড আছে একজন
Hello to one night.
পিচ্ছির সামনে দেন
আরো আসবে আরো
আরে পিচ্ছি তুই
সারা যখন ছোট জন না রে ছোট জনের সামনে দিয়ে আমি বড় আর কিছু
It's got a panoramic viewfinder.
Right.
You'll be able to get everybody in there.
right I'll take one with each
How's that, Abdul?
yeah that's better
That's David, isn't it?
Don't say when you get there, I'll take it.
This is actually yeah. Get it, Jim. We have one more tie. And then the back tie. This one out. Got plenty. Ayo, Sabu. Ayo.
Kita khusus itu আমাদের প্রোগ্রাম মাথায়
নামে কইলাম 2 নম্বর খেয়ে আর নম্বর 1 খেয়ে স্টুডেন্ট I've just asked them, who's the top student? I think all of them are.
Me.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you all to this newly created divisional headquarters and the divisional commissioner of the Delegation. Formerly it was a district of the 16 districts of the country, but August past 1995, we have the division. There are 5 divisions of the division, and this is the sixth division. Division is the most unit of the country. And say that you might know that from this particular area, the Syrian district, there are 500,000 people living in the United Kingdom, and sometimes we will feel proud of those people. And, I don't know whether you know it, that Sylhet is popularly known as Informal of Bangladesh because of the population living from this particular area of the United Kingdom. And there are villages in Biani Bajar or Gulabpur or the other districts, Mori Bajar or Sonamwas, where the houses are also built in the similar style like United Kingdom, even in the rural areas. I am from the southern part of this country. I am from Barisha. And my father came from our village, from the southern part of the country. And he didn't have the opportunity to visit the United Kingdom. So I asked my father, why don't you go to the village of that can give you the idea of the village in the United Kingdom. That is the feeling of the people of Sylhet about the United Kingdom. And someone as myself, I had the opportunity to spend 1 year in Cambridge University. That is in 1976 and 77. I was in Cambridge, and during my stay, or during our stay, the newly created college, Woodson College, that was formerly located by I was the equivalent of the United Kingdom. And I still remember, I enjoyed my stay in my son is now doing MBA and London, Oxford University. So,
can I say? Can I say?
Yes, please.
On behalf of I think everybody here, council, who I represent, I thank you for inviting us here today. It's a welcome to what we've. We thought that when we set this visit up, we thought it was uncourteous that you as the district commissioner should we've come, and the reasons why we've come, and the reasons why we've come are exactly as you say, to form a physicality this morning, to see what kind of, or a group to see what kind of arrangements that they require, that we can help with, that we can feed into, work with, and from various sources, from the Home Office, the police force, from the local authorities that we represent. And so that is why we're here. We've looked at schools, we've looked at the education service, and hopefully we've got visits to hospitals, and also we've taken in the old the ambience of of your area, of your region. I think it's been very, very interesting. We've really enjoyed it. And anything that you can do, any ideas that you may have, to help us, to help the municipality, to set them friendship agreements, we would gladly have worked with you. And if ever you're in Great Britain again, please do try to come forward, because we will make you welcome, as you made us welcome. And we will give you tea. We don't know whether it'll probably be tea bags, not the kind of tea that you serve. We will welcome. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Especially in Select Purushabha, I hope you have a separate seating. Please, what does it take? We can talk, no problem. And Purushabha, they have a lot of programs, especially in town planning, that is one of the major programs. What I acted as a deputy commissioner, we have an interest in one town plan. Because you know, the select town is over, we have a target program, we have a cluster program, we have to go in this program, that we don't all of the communication. We have airport here. It's not international, but because the government is thinking to operate this airport into international airport. Even sometimes if it is difficult to give a flight in time to jam, you can go traffic. So we are thinking about the road linkage with the airport. We are also thinking of having this.
All right. This is the circuit house which belongs to the government.
তুলে নিছি।
চশমা ধরে
ধরে নি দেখতে পারেন
সারাদিন ভিডিও ক্যামেরা করা कैसे तो स्टूडियो लाइव पे
কত বড়
ready Malik turn it off a bit
A foot and a half.
No, Faithful's got yours.
Felipe Gonzalez. There's not any.
You should see where it's just come from.
Oh, oh God, that's on camera, that one. Gabby,
He's singing.
building.
Juregan ho.
I will discover America. Or whatever. Well, it wasn't until that flag went in.
Cash,
Yeah, mate.
move back a bit, please.
Move back a bit.
Because I think you're getting on our way.
Okay, take a photo of me. Yeah, we took a photo of my oops, shit. Hey,
Hey,
it's alright, it's only your wallet.
check it out here. Oh, sorry. the camera.
Will you take a picture of us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tell
Hey.
you what, it's warm here.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'm tired. Water. See, look. You can't whip me.
Give me yours.
Okay, thank you.
It's a Dhaka University study tour. Yeah. No.
I thought we'd got the camera ready.
Yeah, I was filming on the wine,
well done.
like this.
Hang on the wall. Everyone doing in the bottle. Hey mate, this is the best.
বন্ধু
Take the dead holy hands.
Hey Kashif, shut up. He wasn't that small.
Malik.
What?
Yeah.
Where did Malik come from?
Good morning, it's Thursday for at the Hotel Wabash. It's Thursday, Bishop Bar. And as you can see, we've got Councillor Jim Greenwood doing his act. Presenting a t-shirt, I think to a man who worked at Madrasa, Jed Bala Shiraz, film star, Nero, Jim Greenwood, Mr. Holtwood, Moibi Rahman, Mujid Khan, Saif Alam, and the small version of Shiraz, our second film star, Abdul Malik Ahad. At the moment, I believe he's just asking for certain invitations from young ladies for marriage. Mr. Boiler. Outside, as you see, it's now hustle and bustle. Quite warm, but 70 degrees. Another hot, boringly hot day in Select. I don't mean boring, I mean, you know, every day is hot for all you people back in the UK. Every morning since we arrived in Dakar, we've had the Mr. Muazzin at 5:10 in the morning, with his early morning call to prayer, Adhan. The thing I want to know is who wakes him up. Well, he certainly wakes us up. I think I'll buy him a alarm clock for his birthday.
On location today. Luckily on location.
Ah, Mr. Furuz, Assalamu alaikum. Bala suni? Acha. Apna naam kita? Naam ki? Firuz. आपने की बिबहितो? जी? बिबहितो? अच्छा। अपना कुतो जॉन चले में?
तीनटा, দুই ছেলে এক মেয়ে।
Two girls, one boy. I'm in Boise. ঠিক আছে। ধন্যবাদ।
You went yesterday, didn't you?
What? What?
We'll take it with us.
We'll take a picture of that.
We'll take the whole thing with us.
We'll take the whole university with us, alright? Let's go now.
Just become from OBYA to OBYA.
Your friend, tomorrow, bomb patulia huata. What time do you arrive? Patulia huata. What time do you arrive here?
Ready?
It's in half an hour.
No, 8. 8 we arrived Modi Shahid and quite 9 we arrived here.
So yes. I didn't write so I didn't put Munshipara as well, did I?
No,
Just put Modi Shahid. Our bulu is it? Yes, bring them all. So go in here. Phil, you can go in. Rasta do.
Well done, thank you. Oh my
So rasta do. Odike, ono haro.
Are these all your sisters?
Yeah, sisters and brothers. T-shirt dilayla.
Thank you.
Kota share bara do.
Thank you very much.
I think we'll bring some chairs outside.
Thank you, Alex.
Alright.
I'm in Bangladesh.
Oh dear. Okay, we should go in. Yes, oh, salary dilo. ঠিক আছে দিলাম অসুবিধা জান আজমিদা পিতে যাও না Just wants to shake you. জান আজমিদা পিতে যাও না Just wants to shake your hands. রাত মিলিলা
This is what we got.
ঠিক আছে Yeah. Go, যাও তুমি Right, okay, everyone, food's ready.
Food's ready?
Yeah, want to come through?
I'm an Abdul
Yes.
I'm a Fulishman.
Right.
Now, what a spread. Looks superb. Superb.
Over here and watch everybody.
It's because it's a rent. Anywhere.
Go and sit down.
Go and cut your. Sorry about the space. It's because there's many rooms. Problem. Call our. I'm not general. I'm not general.
Sit here so I can have everything.
Yeah.
Gracious.
Shiraz and Jav, they're not coming, I don't think. Take a seat.
Your guest for you.
Right. I'll try to look after them. There's one for each. Well, yeah, all right. So the food's gonna get cold.
All the badges are
Right, just This badge is this different.
Can you put my jacket around your chair? It's my jacket. It's got two cameras and that's why it's heavy. It's got
By the way, if ever we're short of towels, you can always use that, no problem. Wipe your hands.
Can you walk that way?
Right, is everyone seated? Do we have anyone else left? পরে খাইবারে নাইলে এখন জায়গা নাই না আর ইয়ে রইছে নুরুল ভাই oh he's here okay
On the outside pocket. Yeah, the rest is just money. No, the other camera. That owns the chair. The other side of the pocket. There's another camera in the other pocket. You have two cameras. Thanks.
Yeah. You met? Right.
Who lives on Plato Street
Yeah.
in Oldham.
Right. Excellent.
Angor.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Which angle? Plato Street. Yeah. You met him. Angur Geneve. Dariala.
They live on Plato Street.
Go on, can we have the Go on, can we have the holding hand?
Holding hands?
The traditional holding hand.
The holding hands like that?
No.
The handshake?
No.
Bondu.
No, not like that. You know the way they walk on the street.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Go on.
I'll do it with the Coke bottle. You just say cash call. He's trying to stay on.
Okay, we're ready now. We're rolling.
Just say cash call my name. Cash. No, Malik.
So who's the naughty boy then?
I'm the naughty boy, you know. You're the good boy, mate.
Hey. Do you agree, Jim?
Naughty boy, Bobby. Naughty boys. Naughty boys.
So who's the naughty boy then?
Jack is the naughty boy. Jack, because he's just slept on the baby rickshaw.
No one's exposing anything more than was on there already.
Can I just squeeze past you something?
Go on, John.
Ciao. I want to go on. You have a wheel, yeah? Good idea. So, close, go.
Hey, Samuel, come on.
জার্মানি চানাচুর জার্মানি
They don't have the we are thinking and planning on that so that the sports governing body is also sports governing body comes with us. It is not yet there, but there are departments, the directorates, and the normal institutional basis. So they are doing all the sports, but we are far from concentrated effort. That is all we agree. We have very limited ground. We have a problem that we do not have sufficient ground. Neither we have got a setup for the coaches. We have got one institution, only one institution, that is the NIS, National Sports Institution, which is called PKS, for the training. In fact, primarily for the training of the youths. In a very selective way. But country-wise, we don't have yet, we don't do anything about that yet. So we've got to do it gradually.
We are lagging far behind the people. And we need your help. We need your help. I hope you will offer you assistance and cooperation in our respective area. And I invite you to visit our sports tables in our Sabah tomorrow morning. We will be clear about the understanding and our problems and possible. Okay? Another thing? I'm already invited you to get. All I will discuss with you. 26. More deliberation. So more deliberation, more talks. I have we have also something to No, you are our guest. Small people. Talking about large. For photograph, we have to act like this. All complete? Thank you very much. Yes? You are humanity?
Ready?
You still photo. Remove all this.
Ready?
Hold it still. Acharan. Hold it still.
Dhaka and then to Sylhet. Back to Dhaka.
So are you on your way back to India?
Tuesday. So we'll leave on Tuesday.
I go home tomorrow.
Well, I'm very happy that you are here. I think this is wonderful opportunity for you to get to see the areas from where these people originally came. Most people are from Sylhet, but Bangladesh is a very compact country. It's a small land area. People are very conscious. This kind of visits to promote training, but very important to also promote economic cooperation. We are these days trying our best to promote foreign investment in Bangladesh. We have one asset which is utilized, and that is our Myanmar. There are two ways we can use this power. One way is Australia and but there is a limit to this. There is obvious limitations. So the best way to relieve pressure for these movements is to create job opportunities here. That is how I think we can create better balance and less pressure for migration, legal as well as illegal migration. And that's why we think it's very important that if we establish more and more processing and manufacturing facilities in Bangladesh, we can provide jobs here. And industries can also benefit. The same worker, if he is employed in London, hello? If he is employed in London, how much is the hourly wage there? Wage there now?
At the bottom, 5, 6, 5 pounds. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 4, 5, 6. Depends. Labourers.
That's enough.
4, 5.
We haven't got enough in London. We haven't got national minimum wage.
No.
Some people are going to be paid less than £3 an hour. Still be paid £3 an hour.
Some jobs.
Garments, for instance. The machineries are manufactured mostly in developed countries like India, Germany, Japan. If these machineries are used in Japan or in England, the labor content will be very expensive. But the same machinery, if they are used here, you see, the capital cost is remaining the same, the labor cost going down by 90%, 80%. Immediately it becomes profitable. So any industry you relocate here, particularly the capital, the labor intensive industries, manufacturing industries, processing industries, without we are, of course, we have already opened all the sectors, including the energy sector, telecommunication sector, the other infrastructure facilities, private foreign activity. Many people are coming. We have set up as export processing zones in Dhaka and Chittagong, where you find ready-made block of land, you set up the factory, no export duty, no import duty, no restrictions are set. Of course, Bangladesh gets rather less valuation benefits, but we are satisfied as long as our people are employed. We get employment. So I would suggest that through this visit, if you can create the necessary opinion about the disability of investment.
Minister, can I'm John Curtis, I'm a civil servant, so I serve in this vicinity itself. About social welfare provision in this country, I recognise that Bangladesh is a poor country, but there are many people on the streets that are almost destitute. Are there any plans in the future for the state to provide support to these many poor and destitute people?
Yes, we have got plans. See, there is a Ministry of Social Welfare, and they maintain orphanages and other facilities for the poor and the destitute people. But we always find some destitutes on the streets because of two reasons. One reason is that in Dhaka, they earn more than the ordinary worker would earn. They get people's sympathies because they are diseased or they are lame or blind or something. Their income is very high. It's very cruel to say this, but that's the truth. The people give them arms. So it's very difficult to stop them. A certain number of people always comes out of the street to beg. The other is that there is a religious aspect to it. Giving alms is considered to be a great virtue, good thing to do. So people give on special occasions, on religious days, on Sabbath days, on Friday, for example, they give. So there is a combination of these two things. One is the attitude that giving alms to people is a good thing, so people give. The other is the commercial side, that some of these people are very smart, very clever. They make their disease or their disability as a capital. They try to get out of it. But still, they are very poor. On the whole, I would say that it's trading on misery. Lifestyle, the way they beg, it's a shame. But the choice is to take them into these poor houses or places where they can be rehabilitated. Several times in the past, the governments have attempted rehabilitation. It doesn't seem to work. They don't stay there. They find their earliest opportunity to come out and beg on the street because they can get hold of the foreigners and they get free money. So it's very difficult. I think with the overall improvement in the economic conditions, this tendency will diminish. By force, by law, it will be difficult to control this. And creating rehabilitation centers, we have done this, but they are not very successful. Particularly if you create a rehabilitation center outside of Dhaka or in a place a little bit away, then they are taken away from their source of earning their livelihood or their income. So they don't like it. They don't like it. See, it has been attempted in the past. Put them in a rehabilitation center. It has been attempted. But so many poor, out of huge number, a few will always come out on the street. See, if they are diseased or if they have some other disability. It's a very cruel sight. It's a very ugly sight. Shameful, but we haven't been able to do much about it.
I'd like to ask, I understand that inward investment is one way of generating economic growth. The other one must be to raise the skills base of individuals within Bangladesh. Could you give us some views as to what you believe the role of education is within Bangladesh? What role does education have to play within that?
Well, I think the education is crucial for our see, unless we can educate both the people, the quality of our labor, the quality of our human resource, see, will not improve. See, an educated worker and an uneducated illiterate worker, there's a big difference. So his ability to handle machineries, his ability to handle complicated process will depend on whether he is reasonably educated or he is a totally illiterate person. So we have many workers who are very illiterate and therefore, except for very simple repetitive process, they are not good for a complicated process or in a situation if there is a breakdown or something. See, their ability to cope with the problem is very limited. So education on the whole, but apart from the industrial process, is a must. I mean, you must have it. And we are trying to invest resources and spare for education. Our Prime Minister has declared that we will have universal literacy in 10 years' time. That's very ambitious, given the very large number of illiterate people in still have. We must make a determined effort.
What is your gross domestic product? What is your GDP? And what percentage of the GDP you spend on education?
Well, see, our GDP is now 36 billion.
Billion? Tackles?
No, dollars.
Dollars?
But the spend on education is rather low. See, it's a little less than 3%. Should be a little higher.
Anybody has any other questions? The minister has been in a meeting, so we're grateful for the time he's taken out. Unless no one has any questions. Have a small presentation.
One of the areas where we as visitors have never been to Bangladesh before, where we think that there could be some growth, is in tourism. For instance, in Sylhet, we couldn't get any guidance in English to the area of Sylhet. We couldn't get any street maps to tell us where things were. Are there any plans to improve?
Yeah. I'll look for why there isn't anybody.
In Oldham, an industrial town, our incoming the money incoming is approximately £1,200 just from tourism, and we are a tourist area, so we bring in potential in India, drawer. Some of your Cox's Basin is equal, if not present.
We are, we are giving a lot of attention to this now. Until now, let me be very frank with you, that we had a lot of problems with regard to our infrastructure, communications, there was image problem. See that Bangladesh is chronically short of food, we are dying of starvation, that it is afflicted by all kinds of natural calamities. Only now we are gradually coming out of this kind of negative image. I think this is the time for us to build up tourist industry. And you are quite right, we should have English-speaking guides, we should have road maps, so that tourists can go on their own. Certainly we should do that. There is a tourism organization.
Day means dare to be wise. That's all there is.
You take it.
Yeah, it's alright. We'll change it around. We'll two nights. Same food.
A lot more cameras, Minister.